Hello dear students, welcome back to the class. We were doing our chapter number 3, but it may exclude from your syllabus. So we will do that chapter later if required. Today we will start our chapter number 4, that is the structure of atom. The structure of the atom. Students, as you know, everything is ultimately made up of atoms. Matter is made up of atoms, and it was earlier thought that atoms are indivisible particles, but now you know that atom has subatomic particles. Means atom has subatomic particles. Those subatomic particles are protons, electrons and neutrons. Protons carry positive charge, electrons carry negative charge, and there is no charge on the neutrons. So as a whole, atoms are electrically neutral. Now, how the idea of atoms emerged? Philosopher Kant said that the indivisible particle, he called the indivisible particle as Parmanu. Param means ultimate and Anu means particle. So he said that ultimate particles are called Parmanu. Again, the Greek philosopher Democritus and Leucippus said that Parmanu is called as atoms, from the Greek word atomos, which means indivisible. And Kant said that Parmanus combine together to form bigger particles, and from the word Kant, the word kan is derived, which means particle. Now we shall discuss about the theory, first theory about the structure of atom, that was given by John Dalton. So we shall discuss the postulates of John Dalton's theory. Or simply Dalton's theory. John Dalton's theory, atomic theory of John Dalton states that the elements are made up of very small particles of matter, and those small particles are called as atoms, derived from the Greek word atomos, which means indivisible. Second point is atoms are indivisible, that we cannot divide the atoms further or break the atoms. Third point is the atoms of an element have the same weight. For example, if helium has the weight 4, then another atom of the helium element is same. It would also have the weight 4 for U. I will explain what is U. It is unified mass. And fourth point is atoms of different elements have different weights. For example, the weight of hydrogen atom is 1 U and the weight of carbon is 12. So different elements atom have different weight. Next one is it is the atoms of an element that take part in a chemical reaction. So what takes part in a chemical reaction? The atoms take part in a chemical reactions. Atoms of different elements takes part in a chemical reaction. Sixth point is the atoms of an element combine in simple whole number ratio to form compound. For example, 2 atoms of hydrogen combines with 1 atom of 2 atoms of hydrogen combines with 1 atom of oxygen to form water, that is H2O. So they combine in a simple ratio. The ratio for hydrogen is 2 because we have taken 2 atoms of hydrogen and oxygen is 1. This is a simple whole number ratio in which 2 atoms of different elements combine to form a compound. Next one is the definition of atom. An atom is defined as the smallest part of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. So atom is nothing but the smallest part of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. Next we shall discuss about the subatomic particles. There are three subatomic particles in the atom, that are protons, electrons and neutrons. Now we shall discuss about the discovery of these three particles, that is subatomic particles. The first one is electrons. Electrons were produced in a discharge tube. A glass tube which is sealed from both ends is called discharged tube. Now, two metallic plates were placed in this discharged tube, and these metallic plates are called electrode. And one part of the discharge tube was connected to the exhausted pump. Exhausted pump is to remove excess pressure from the discharge tube, and the electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is called cathode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, this is the negative terminal, and this electrode is called as anode. Now, gases at ordinary conditions do not conduct electricity, but when in the discharge tube the pressure is very low, the pressure is about 0.01 mm of mercury, and the voltage is very high, that is about 10,000 volts. Then gases acts as conductor. So there he observed that there is flow of some rays from the positive terminal, that is from cathode towards anode. There were some rays emitting from cathode towards anode. And J.J. Thomson discovered electrons. Who discovered electrons? J.J. Thomson. So these rays were emitted from cathode, so these were called as cathode rays. So cathode rays are made up of negative type of particles, that is electrons. Next we shall discuss about the characteristics of cathode rays. First characteristic is they originate at the cathode and travel in a straight line. As you can see, they are originating from the cathode and traveling in a straight line towards anode. Also they glow on the opposite side of the cathode, means they produce fluorescence. Next point is cathode rays travel in a, first point is cathode rays travel in a straight line. How to say straight line? There was an object placed in this arrangement. If I make the anode here, if I place the anode plate here, and there was a this is the anode plate, it is connected to the terminal, and if there was an object placed here, there were on the opposite side a shadow observed. A shadow was observed on the opposite side of the cathode plate. It is the shadow of the object placed. Now how this shadow is formed? Since these are the rays, so rays produce the shadow. So it is said that they originate and travel in straight lines. So these are the rays. It depicts the ray nature of the cathode. Next one is cathode rays are a stream of particles. Stream of particles means cathode rays are made up of particles. Which type of particles? Negative type of particles, that is electrons. If I place a rotating pedal here, if this is again the cathode anode plate, which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and if I place a rotating paddle, light paddle here, when the rays started emitting from the cathode, it will rotate the light paddle. So it indicates the particle nature of the cathode rays. So it means that cathode rays are made up of particles that are electrons. Third point is the particles constituting cathode rays are negatively charged. How cathode rays are negatively charged? If I place two plates here, one positively charged plate here and one negatively charged plate here, the cathode rays would be attracted towards the positive charged plates here. Now, as these are deflected towards the positive charged plate, attracted towards the positive charged plate, so they carry negative type of particles. So their nature is negative type of particles. Last point is the particles constituting cathode rays are alike. They do not change with the gas and the electrodes. They do not change with the gas which we have filled in the discharge tube, neither with the electrodes. So the electrons nature would remain as electrons, means it would not change. And next we shall discuss about the relative mass and charge of the electrons. The electrons carry unit negative charge. Charge on electron is unit negative, and the mass on the electron is 1 upon 1840 of hydrogen atom. So that's why we said the relative mass, because we have compared the mass with hydrogen atom. So mass of the electron is 1 upon 1814 of the hydrogen atom, and charge is -1, negative charge. Next we shall discuss about protons. Protons were discovered by in the similar type of arrangement by Goldstein. The scientist Goldstein discovered protons in the similar type of arrangement. He also took a discharge tube, but he replaced the cathode with a perforated cathode. Perforated cathode means the cathode has holes or canals so that the rays can pass through the cathode. And there is anode. It is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and cathode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. This is the positive terminal, this is the negative. The electrode which is connected to the negative terminal is anode. This is the, now we have replaced the cathode with the anode. So this is cathode and this is anode. Cathode is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, and anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Now Goldstein observed that some rays were emitted from here and passed through the holes, and some rays were emitted from the cathode towards anode, and some rays were emitted from the anode towards cathode, and those rays which were emitted from the anode are called as anode rays, and anode rays are made up of positive type of particles, that is proton, and these are the cathode rays. Cathode rays are made up of electrons, that is negative nature, and cathode rays are made up of positive type of particles, and they also cause red glow on the opposite side of the cathode. Next we shall discuss about the characteristics of anode rays. Anode rays are made up of the protons, so anode rays are also a stream of positive charged particles, because it is caused by the flow of positive charged particles. So these are the unordered stream of positive charged particles. Next one is the particles constituting anode rays differ with the gas used in the discharge tube. If we change the gas, the particles constituting the anode rays would also change. So there is change in particles on changing the gas. However, it was not in the case of anode rays. If we change the gas, the anode particles remains as same. Next, what constitutes the anode rays? As you can see, what constitutes the anode rays? The protons. Because protons, how to write proton? If we eliminate one electron from the hydrogen, we will left here with positive charge on the hydrogen and one electron here. We removed one electron from the hydrogen. So here is the positive charge on the hydrogen. This is nothing but proton. Hydrogen has one electron and one proton. If it loses one electron, what would it would left would be? It would left with only proton. Next, what is the charge and mass of the proton? Relative charge and relative mass. The relative charge on the proton is +1. That is unit positive charge. +1 or 1 U. U means unified mass. And charge is this one +1 and mass is 1840 times that of hydrogen atom. So it has mass, its charge is only +1, not U. U is used for unified mass and its mass is 1 U. Mass is always written in a whole number for convenience. Mass is 1 U but charge is 1. Next, 1 unit, you can say 1 unit. We are not writing the units of charge, so we can write 1 unit.